What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with more and we're returning to Soul Mining 1983. Thank you again to Phil, as well as to Kim and any others who have taken an interest in this still very nascent deep dive. And the next tune is This Is the Day. Of course, it is both specific and vague or obscure. The idea of this being the day makes it singular, and it is implicitly contrasted against all other days, but we don't know what this means. We don't know any context, and thus whether this being the day is good or bad, more nuanced, somewhere in between, whether it's about what must be done, whether it's about what is unavoidable. All of these things are still not clear, so I'll try to pick up what I can on a first listen. This is the track is This Is the Day, and it's from their 1983 album Soul Mining.
Mine, cause you didn't go to bed. You were watching the whites of your eyes turn red. The calendar on your wall is ticking. The days off, you've been reading some old letters. You smile and think how much you've changed. All the money in the world couldn't buy back those days. You fall back your head and the sun burns into your eyes. You watch a plane flying across a clear blue sky. This is the day your life will surely change. This is the day when things fall into place. And all your friends and family think that you're lucky, but the side of you will never cease when you're left alone with the memories that hold your life together like glue. You watch a plane fly across a clear blue sky. This is the day your life will surely change. This is the day when things fall into place. life will surely change. This is the day your life will surely change. This is the day your life will surely change. This is the day your life will surely change. This is the day your life will surely change. This is the day your life will surely change. This is the day your life will surely change. This is the day your life will surely change.
What a fun, eccentric tune. Well, I'll start with the Sonics. It has an 80s synth pop sound, but heavily infused with a folk music flavor. I was wondering whether that was like an accordion. It feels like that one really prominent instrument was some kind of accordion. Of course, it could be like an accordion sounding kit on a keyboard, but I'm wondering if that was the real thing, and even then it could be like different kinds of accordions. In any case, there were also some, like hand claps and other, like I don't know if it was a fiddle. There were parts of the track that felt very folk, even a bit country, and yet the rhythm of the tune and some of the other stylings, again, felt very like 80s new wave synth pop-ish. His vocal delivery was, sort of straight away, like not spoken, but on the path to spoken, though he did like fluctuate in tone. There were a couple times he went really down low, and he was a bit dynamic, even as for the most part it wasn't like full, continuous note kind of singing. It was more like telling us a story. And yeah, like the composition and the sequencing of the tune I very much enjoyed. Lyrically, I mean, he's clearly saying this is the day that, your life is going to change, things will fall into place. And I think there was a key verse, something to the effect of like, was it your friends and family, or maybe just your family, they think you're lucky, but what they don't know is the side of you they don't see, which is when you're holding everything together by like holding onto these memories or something. So it sounds like someone who is actually barely getting by, and maybe the idea is that they keep waiting for that day when everything's going to be different, which it feels kind of like, what was the name? It was Tomorrow. What was the name of the opening track? I've been waiting for tomorrow all of my life. It almost feels like it's in a similar conceptual territory, the idea that you're waiting for the day when everything's going to click, all the issues will dissipate or be turned around and become positives, but it sounds like that hasn't happened yet, at the very least, if you're still saying like, today is the day that's going to happen, not like, oh, it's happening now. So yeah, it feels like a nice segue from the first track. And again, maybe soul mining, the idea of like, digging into your soul to see how you really feel, what is leading you to have these expectations or attitudes or feelings. Like, maybe there's a set of themes that is continuous throughout the album. But I really enjoy this one. Quirky, again, a bit folksy, very intriguing, if not exactly clear on a first listen lyrically. And as I said, really fun vocally as well, where it's like, he's kind of like speak singing, but he is doing, some pitch inflection with his voice. So another cool one, again, very early in the journey. So once again, shout out to Phil as well as to Kim and all others who are interested in this deep dive. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.